Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Is that good? Welcome back to the show. So listen up, we back in the game. Sweep the league, we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Right to the 222 in the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweep the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, mama, we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Every rocks, that's we unite. Yeah, the best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go.
Hey, it's Rain Fernandez, and you're watching Sweep the League. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Facebook at Rain Fernandez, Rayne Fernandez.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the league TV where legends collide. If the Cowboys fall short, we'll still ride the tide. Like Jordan in the clutch or Brady's last play. We bring the fire, keeping fans in the fray. Coach Gio and Marie calling the shots. With Derek Coventry, Hall of Fame thoughts. So hit that subscribe, don't sit on the bench. Get in the game, every highlight's intense. The live stream's on till your friends don't delay. Like Kobe in the fourth, we're here to play. Sweep the League TV, where greatness resides. From the blogs at the drives till my heart's on the rise. We're all in on sports, NBA, CFB, and more for fans. Live fans, it's the show you'll adore.
My pleasure to announce the Kia Rookie of the Year, Steph Castle of the San Antonio Spurs.
Spurs fans, long awaited, announcement, but, we finally got it done. Rookie of the Year, man. Love y'all.
And you heard it there first. Steph Castle, the newest Rookie of the Year in the NBA. Rudy Campos Jr. first Sweep the League. Hey, be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button so you are not left out in the cold with all the content we got coming out here from Sweep the League, as well as STL 316, Elias, the Doctor of Style Sith, taking you home on STL 316. Also, Jacob, Eric, and Anthony, they're going to be coming back to you with more Grading the Market here very, very soon. Not only that, Sweep Unplugged has more episodes coming out. Plus, you got Iron Refocused Radio. You've got the Bez Boys podcast. You've got the Better Life with Dr. Pinkston. You've got the Fight and Sight podcast with Timmy B. You've got so many shows. That's the reason why you need to join the network on Sweep the League by going to Sweep the League TV on YouTube, hitting that subscribe button, all under the big umbrella, which is MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League and the entire Iron Refocused Radio Network and Sweep the League Network. Shout out to Leha and the boys. They are 100% guaranteed to do it right the first time. Every time they're going to satisfy everything you need them to do. Guess what? They're building one dream at a time in San Antonio, making your dreams a reality. MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Let's get into some of the comments here. Leha, speaking of Leha, he's already in here. What is up, fellas? What is up, Leha? Got to get to your Saints later on, man. I promise I'm going to be very nice about it. I'm going to try to convince you to watch football this year. We got some Spurs talk to get into first. Tim Gonzalez, Blue Devils. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Blue Devils, man. Jacob Eric, Grading the Market's own. Jacob Eric is in the building. Rookie of the Year is what he's calling for. And Joel Cologne, what is up, man? Yo, what is up? What is up, Joel Cologne? I appreciate you joining us here on Sweep the League. Coach Gio's not going to be in tonight. So we'll see if he'll come back later on this week. Also, to have a great conversation with Derek Irvin. That NIL check's going to be hitting very, very quick for Derek. He's done coaching his AAU thing. So we will definitely have him back on here really, really soon. Rudy Campos Jr., Native Grills, unfortunately closed for good. I did not know that. So that kind of does suck there a little bit there. Didn't know that, man. I guess Derek Irvin can't go out there. Let's effing go. Pat's had a hell of a draft. We'll get into the draft here in a little bit here towards the end of the show. You know, the biggest concern was Shador Sanders, obviously. But if you guys have been listening to Sweep the League, we've been telling you that Shador Sanders, at least Coach Gio had him at a first-round pick. But myself and Derek Irvin, I had mentioned Shador Sanders was undraftable. I had him at best a 6th, 7th round pick. He ended up going in the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. We'll see if he sticks around in Cleveland. There is chatter out there that he might be on the move. Cleveland might be trading him somewhere, but we will see what happens. Again, never wish the worst on players at all. So, you know, we're not exactly the type of podcast where we wish the worst, but we just call it like it is what it is. And Shador Sanders has the opportunity to be good, but I don't expect him to be as good as Mel Kiper Jr. had him, you know, all over ESPN draft coverage, where he was getting pissed off left and right, trying to figure out why he wasn't in the first round. Why did he get passed up? Well, Mel, you've been wrong on just about everything and anything you've ever said. So ESPN, you got to do something about Mel Kiper. Contact me. I'll be glad to join that 4-letter network and help you guys on some draft coverage. But nonetheless, we're going to do draft coverage here later on the show. We're going to get into, obviously, the big news here in San Antonio, and that is Steph Castle, your newest rookie of the year. Now, back-to-back rookie of the years. Victor last year, Stephon this year. Some fans, you know, a couple of fans out there saying that it's tough to see back-to-back rookie of the year. It's hard to celebrate that. Why? Because it just means you've got great rookies. You've got, you know, some future good guys on the team, but it didn't escalate to anything. Well, again, you know, on hindsight, it's 12 plus more wins on the season. I mean, I'm not going to look at the positive side on everything here. I'm really not. On paper, this team was not good on paper at all. I mean, we were saying I had 30 wins at the beginning of the year. 35 was the max. I ended up with 34. So, I mean, on paper, this wasn't a team that was going to be play-in bound, definitely not playoff bound. We'll get into that in a little bit. Not playoff bound, definitely not play-in bound. Knew they would be competitive. Figured they were going to win more games, but you know, it was a 12-game turnaround. So the reason being is because of Steph Castle, who was a big part of it. I mean, it's great to celebrate a rookie of the year. Spurs get a top 3 pick. You could be potentially celebrating a 3rd rookie of the year in a row, basically. I mean, depending if they get a top 3 pick and either Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, which I don't think they'd go Harper, or Ace Bailey, possibly VJ Edgecombe. I mean, there's a lot of good possibilities in the top of the draft, but, you know, not taking anything away from Castle. Had a great season, had a phenomenal rookie campaign, showed that he's going to be, you know, a running mate with De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama. Congratulations out to Steph Castle. Year 2 is loading up right now. And that's the most important thing right now is you just got him off of a rookie season. He's going to come back better, stronger, bigger, everything like that. Everything, all the positives you hear when it comes to superhero talk. That's what you're getting next year with Steph Castle. Here's the votes here. And before we get into the rest of the votes, get to some of these comments. Mr. 316, the Doctor of Style, Sith is in here. Rudy, my brother, what is up, man? I really, really appreciate you joining us here, man. Shout out to Sith STL 316. Again, you know, best coverage in wrestling is the Doctor of Style Sith. 92 out of 100 first place votes. Heck yeah. Landslide victory. I mean, landslide victory. I know a lot of Spurs fans, and really it was just Spurs fans were pissed off because it wasn't a unanimous decision. Well, you got to remember, Jalen Wells was very strong at the beginning of the year. Memphis did make the playoffs. He was going to get some votes. Obviously, Atlanta with Reece Chartier, you know, they were kicking it up a notch. He was going to get some votes because they made it in to the play-in spot. So it wasn't a surprise to me that he wasn't a unanimous, you know, decision for rookie of the year. I totally get it. Spurs still finished outside of the play-in. They were, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 5 games out of the play-in, 6 games out of the play-in, somewhere around there. So I understand. But one thing that got me was the third place vote. I have no issues with the second place votes. The third place vote, I would love to see that voters ballot, only because I want to see who he had before Steph Castle. I could maybe see Reece Chartier. I could even possibly see Jalen Wells in that, but I mean, it was a two-man race, to be honest with you. I don't know why he would have gotten a third place vote, but I mean, pretty much a landslide victory. 92 out of 100 plays, as Joel was mentioning here just a little bit. So it's saying too sweet. Obviously, it's too sweet, man. You got to you're in the chat. You got to hit me up on that Hulk Hogan thing that came out today with Eric Bischoff. I didn't see it. I just kind of glimpsed at it. What the hell's going on with that? We need probably an emergency S3 out 316 to get something info on that right there. It looked like the whole old NWO stuff, which I don't want to get into that right now, but nonetheless, I would love to see who voted for him at third, only because I don't care that you voted for him at third place. What I care is, who did you put above Steph Castle in first and second? If you put Reece Chartier, great. If he had Reece Chartier and Wells, then I'll say this much: Wells was definitely not above Steph Castle. I will gladly, openly say that. But again, that's the only ballot that I really had an issue with when it came to the voting for Rookie of the Year. Steph Castle getting 92 out of 100 votes, a landslide victory. Said this here, man, I'm going to start research. Yeah, we got to get the researching on that, because that was kind of crazy how Hogan and Bischoff dropped that video, and I have no idea where they were going with that at all, man. So again, congratulations, Steph Castle, your Kia Rookie of the Year for the 2025 season. So that's that's an awesome thing right there. I want to get into something here, talking about Spurs here. I was on Locked On Spurs with our very own Jeff Garcia. Shout out to Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs. You can catch today's episode with him and myself. And we're transitioning from Steph Castle, Rookie of the Year, and it's going to affect on how far they go in the playoffs, possibly next year. We got to break it down. Here's your Spurs Cheeseman segment.
So, like, I hear about the Spurs this y Spurs that, y como que esto y esta, pero I never hear about the real Spurs Cheeseman. Dime, por favor.
All right, thank you. Oh, forgot to hit the repeat. All right, thank you, Spurs Cheeseman girl. Here's the Cheeseman. So we're talking about Locked On today. Now, the question that Jeff posed to me, and it was a question that I think a lot of people ask, can the Spurs make the jump to the NBA playoffs as soon as next season? Now, I think it's safe to say that they are play-in bound. I mean, it's pretty safe to say that. You're going to have a full offseason with De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle. That's an offseason of gelling. You have an offseason coming up where you've got a bunch of coaches in the coaching carousel, bunch of successful coaches. You're seeing a lot of what's happening in the league with players. We'll get into the NBA playoffs with Giannis Antetokounmpo. They get bounced in the first round with Indiana. Some fireworks at the end. Giannis, to me, doesn't look very happy there. You also hear about the KD talk, Kevin Durant, the possibilities of Domantas Sabonis maybe not wanting to be there. Doug Christie did get an extension for Sacramento. Who knows if Domantas Sabonis wants to be there? You've got a lot of big names that are more than likely going to be on the move. So you're going to see the landscape kind of change a little bit. Will these playoff teams get worse? I mean, Ja Morant, it's not a guarantee he's going to be a Grizzly going into next season. They could probably put him in the Eastern Conference somewhere. So, I mean, Memphis kind of comes back down a little bit. If Phoenix decides to move on from Kevin Durant and maybe even Booker, who knows? They try to do the rebuild, but even nonetheless, getting rid of Durant, Phoenix still falls out of that play-in spot right around there. You're looking at the possibility of Domantas Sabonis. I mean, they've got LaVine and DeRozan. If there's no Sabonis, I mean, then you got the possibilities of Sacramento dropping a little bit. So everything seems to be opening up in the West. Don't forget about Denver. Denver, They have Nikola Jokic, but I mean, they're going to have to add pieces in Denver in order for them to still stick around and being one of those top teams. I mean, the only guaranteed top teams in the West right now, in my opinion, are Oklahoma City. Obviously, the Thunder are going to be there for a long time. Don't forget about the Clippers. I know Kawhi Leonard is in and out of the lineup, but a healthy Kawhi Leonard, a healthy James Harden, the emergence of Norman Powell, and the super emergence, who more than likely was going to be the most improved player, which I think goes to, I would give it to Cade Cunningham. But the most improved player is Zubac. So, I mean, the Clippers are turning it around. Houston, we may have a problem. We may have a problem. And we'll get to that in a second when we talk playoffs here. But those two teams are pretty much, and a healthy Mavericks team are pretty much those squads that I figure, okay, they're in. They're guarantees in. I look at Golden State, Jimmy Buckets, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. I like it. But can you get the same production from Przinski next year? Will he hit that sophomore slump? Will he, will he continue to get better? We've seen many times young guys come in and then they start to struggle. They don't understand their role. They think their role is bigger than what it should be. So we need to see that transition. That's why I don't have Golden State as one of the top teams in the West. Minnesota, they're right there. But again, it's Anthony Edwards. It's, Gobert. Do they re-sign Naz Reid? If they don't not able to re-sign Naz Reid, then Minnesota takes a step back. So it's a lot of back and forth on the West right now. We're going to break all that down. But talking about Jeff Garcia and Locked On Spurs, the question posed was, let's see, here we go. Pacers and Spucks, what an ending to that game. That was a very amazing game. Joe, every time you come up with Spurs cheese, to me, it sounds like you're saying Spurs Jesus. No, we don't talk about that guy ever on this show at all. Spurs Jesus, never, ever. Kawhi. Pistons up by 1 fourth quarter. Okay, that's one of my favorite series in the NBA playoffs right now. It's definitely probably my all-time favorite series, right? Well, not all-time, but my favorite series in the NBA playoffs right now is that whole Pistons and Knicks series. But I love what he said here about Spurs cheese. Spurs cheese man, Joel cheese man. You got to keep the Mexicans out over here. Spurs cheese man. Rudy, you don't know that Spurs are signing every free agent because the Spurs ex-agent says so. You don't know that Spurs are signing every free agent because Spurs ex-agent says so. Yeah, Spurs Spurs Twitter, what we used to call them back in the day. I should have coined that phrase because I coined it a long time ago. But Spurs Twitter, they think every free agent is going to come here. It's not going to happen. But I'm going to break it down for you a little bit here right now, man. We're going to talk a little bit of Spurs. We got NFL playoffs coming up here later on. Not playoffs, NFL draft coming up here in a little while. So just be sure to stay tuned. That'll be in the second half of the show. Now, the question was, can they make screw the play-in? Jeff was like, we are not talking play-in. We are talking playoffs only. Literally, Jeff was like, there is no such thing as play-in. It is just playoff.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking playoffs only by Jeff Garcia. So, no BS. All shit aside, I said no. As the team currently constructed, and I made that very clear on Locked On Spurs, for those of you out there that criticize me on every Locked On Spurs show on YouTube, I made it very clear. As the team is set right now, with no changes, they don't make the playoffs. They can fight for a play-in, but there's no playoff appearance. Now, what do you have to do to get to that playoff spot? First things first. You've got to do this ASAP. If you want to wait till after the lottery is done, by all means, wait till after the lottery. You've got to go get a coach. You have to get a coach. If Pop's going to be that coach, fine. It needs to be set in stone. That is number one on the list. It is get the coach, nail the coach down, 100 feet of shit, and then the rest. That is it. That is the way the Spurs diagram needs to be right now. Coach, Polish it. Rest of the roster. There's nothing you need to do other than that. If Pop's going to coach, great. You go into the draft. You go into the offseason knowing who your coach is. If he's not, you need to get that coach before the draft. The coach has to have his input or her input into what goes on in the offseason. You don't want to make moves. You don't want to make trades. You don't want to make offers for a KD, for a Giannis Antetokounmpo, a Domantas Sabonis. You don't want to make these kind of offers without anything lined up on the sidelines. You have to get that coaching staff in play. So that is one step towards making the playoffs. Coaching has to be set. It has to be set. In Puerto Rican, my native language, chisme is called bochinche? Bochinche. All right, I'll call it bochinche. I'll see if I can get a hold of the chisme girl. I'll see if we can do Spurs bochinche, if that's what it's called. And yeah, Eric Jacob, that's what I'm saying. As currently constructed, I will say it again. As currently constructed, they do not make the playoffs. They fight for a play-in spot. No playoffs, play-in. And at that, I would probably say 9th, 8th in the play-in, maybe 10th. I could see some teams coming down a little bit, just a little bit, not much. You said it right. Okay, so I will call her. I need a bochinche, Spurs bochinche segment here. As currently constructed, throw those playoff dreams away. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm saying that exactly. There's no playoffs with the team currently constructed. There are 0 playoffs. So here we go. We're building the brand by MCS General Contracting, the best builders in town. They're going to build your dreams. They're going to make every dream a reality. They're going to make your dreams come true, building a better San Antonio one project at a time. MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League Army Focus Network. So we're building the dream here. We're building the Spurs like we normally do. First things first, we have to get the coach. The coach, there is no way around it. There is no way around it. You have to get the coach. The coach needs to be set in stone, and that is it. Once you have that coaching staff in set, then it's time to play, the next part of the game. Press your luck. No whammies. No whammies, big stars, big bucks. Press your luck right here. Let's go to the lottery. Right now, as it is, picks 8 and about 14, right around there. 8 and 12, maybe right around there is what we're potentially looking at. Don't worry, Rudy. Lowe's viewers call me a hater too. Yeah, I mean it is what it is, man. I pay no attention. If not for Jeff telling me what the people are saying, I wouldn't even know. I don't really go to the comments at all. There you go. Final score: Pistons 106, Knicks 103. So we're going to a game 6 back in Detroit. It's a hell of a series, man. Pistons Knicks is a hell of a series. I'll get into that in a little bit here. Nonetheless, pressure luck. So you want big stars now. We're building the brand, sponsored by MCS General Contracting. We're building the brand here. You got the coach. You go into the lottery. Say you get pick 8 and 14, 8 and 12, somewhere around there. You take pick 8, you take pick 12, and you shop the hell out of it. This is a really good loaded draft. But because it's a loaded draft, you need to see what you can get for 8 and 12 or 8 and whatever. If you fall within the top 5, if one of these picks falls within the top 5, I'm okay with you moving one of them, whether it be the top 5 pick and you keep the lower one, or move the lower one, keep the top 5 pick. I'm okay with it. If it falls at number 1, so many teams are going to give you everything and the kitchen sink. For Spurs fans out there who have no trust and no belief, I hear you. I hear you. I am not Seth Rollins. I'm not the Monday Night Messiah. I don't know all and tell all. I don't know all that. I'm just saying, I hear you. I understand you. It's hard to trust a front office that, drafted Lucas Simonik and Josh Primo and, missed out on a lot of guys, picked Sohan over certain guys. I mean, it's hard to trust them. I do get that. But if they fall into the top 3, especially number 1, phone lines are open. It's a telethon. That phone line's going to be ringing. Brian Wright's going to have to change his number because so many teams are going to be calling him. You have a core. You've got your 3 starters when it comes to Victor De'Aaron and it comes to Steph Castle. You have your first off the bench. Keldon Johnson, the perfect role for him was coming off as the 6th man. He excels at it. You've got the primary pieces in play. They're there. So personally, I'm looking at moving picks right now. You have a, shout out 3 amigos. You have a plethora of picks. You cannot draft forever. This is not the NFL. This is not MLB where you can, you can throw them in a farm system. But in the MLB, guys don't really start hitting their stride because you're drafting them at 17, 18, 19 years old. So they've got farm games for galore, and then they start working their way up to the major leagues. You don't have time to wait in the NBA. The NFL, these guys get drafted. Majority of them come in. Good amount of them don't even make the team sometimes. So, I mean, in the NBA, you've got 2 rounds. Usually 2 picks on an average, 1 per round. You've got the core. You've got the piece coming off the bench in Keldon Johnson. You don't need to add more youth. You need to now add the experience. Open up the pocketbook. You've got to open up that checkbook, back up the Brinks truck. For me, it is not Kevin Durant. A 2-year type of player. I mean, Kevin's getting old. So he's going to want a good amount of money still. He can help your team. But you can go get somebody that's going to be a future piece for you for a long time. A Giannis Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee has damn near no draft picks, no cap space. They've got 2 free agents in Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis. They're not going to take team-friendly deals. They're going to be very coveted. Milwaukee lost to Indiana tonight. Dame is out. And let's be honest, he's going to be out more than likely majority of next season. Wouldn't surprise me if Milwaukee maybe tries to move Dame as well. I'm telling you, now's the time to strike when it comes to Giannis. What happens at the end of the game? I mean, you see it here. Giannis going head-to-head with Tyrese Halliburton's dad after the game. What happens after that? He's talking to Benedict Mathurin. Mathurin says something, and boom, there we go. Giannis decides he wants to fight the entire Indiana Pacers squad. Giannis is a guy that is not happy in Milwaukee. As soon as the playoffs are done, as soon as this free agent market comes up, as soon as the draft lottery is over, they're going to start calling Milwaukee. They're going to call them. They're going to inquire. If Milwaukee is smart, and again, it's not saying they have to go trade him to the Spurs. I'm not saying that. But if Milwaukee is smart, You do what's best for the franchise. Giannis is a loyalty guy. Giannis should be retiring as a Buck, but it can't happen. He brought you a title. He brought you a championship. It's time to get the most you can for him right now. So if the Spurs are smart, you've got a bunch of first rounders to play with. You've got some young guys. You can move Devin if you need to. You can move Sohan. Both of those guys. Move a bunch of first round picks. See where that gets you. If you do that, the possibilities of them re-signing a Brook Lopez and a Bobby Portis, they go up. They go up a lot. At least one of them, they go up. And then if Milwaukee moves him, Milwaukee can go after a Naz Reid. Not necessarily a Giannis, but a guy that can help Milwaukee. They can make a whole lot of moves in Milwaukee by moving Giannis, which I think that's what's going to happen. If you guys have been paying attention to Sweep the League, we've been telling you for a while. We told you about De'Aaron Fox first. We told y'all before the season started, De'Aaron Fox was going to be a Spur. Go back and listen to our shows. We told you, Giannis did not sign that extension. Giannis refused to sign an extension at the beginning of the year. Basically saying, hey, I want to see how this plays out. I want a chance to win. I want to be able to win. Kind of hinting that if I can't win in Milwaukee, I might have to go somewhere. You think Milwaukee's going to let him go for free? You're out of your effing mind if that happens. They know what they're going to do. Another guy that's going to, that is on the clock, Domantas Sabonis. Perfect fit for the Spurs. You need a big man. You need someone that can play in the paint. Victor doesn't like playing in the paint, as we can tell. You need someone in the paint. Domantas Sabonis makes a whole lot of sense. Again, draft picks, players. You can make it work and make it worth their while. That's the thing with the Spurs in the offseason. If you want to skip a step and go from play-in to playoff, the front office, you got to let your balls drop. You've got to let them hang low. You got to go all in on stuff. I'm not one for, trading everybody, even though I said I'd take calls on everybody. I'm not one for making outlandish trades. I'm a very careful person. I look back at the Richard Jefferson deal. I look back at the Derek Anderson deal. Two guys that were supposed to come in and immediately make impacts, which Derek Anderson made an impact. If not for Juwan Howard, who knows what could have happened. But again, you go out and get these free agent guys. You go out and make these deals for players, and they just never seem to work out. Giannis works out. Domantas Sabonis works out. Naz Reid works out, but if I have a chance to get all-stars, I have enough assets in my back pocket to get some all-stars. Why am I going to go after a Naz Reid? Keep in mind, you still got to pay Victor coming up here in a couple of years. Max deal. Then you got Stefan right after that. Max deal. So, there's a lot of key pieces. Spurs fans, what do you want them to do? What moves do you want to see them make in this offseason to get from right outside the play-in, 6 games or so, to just skip that step and get right to the playoff? What do you think needs to happen? Drop it in the comments. Speaking of comments, Rudy, you are the massa. Yeah, I'll take the massa. I know what that is, massa. Spurs should be able to land a top player if they offer those picks and anyone not named Wemby, Castle, or Fox. 100%. That is 100% true. Bucks are blood in the water. Yeah, exactly. There are so many sharks, NBA owners and GMs just swimming around in those waters right now. I mean, that the Bucks are definitely bleeding. It wouldn't surprise me if Doc Rivers is fired too. With the coaches out there that are available, wouldn't surprise me if you see Doc Rivers out as well in Milwaukee here over the next couple of days. I want to go back to this comment. You're right. They have so many picks. They have some young players. They have some really good young assets right there. They can make moves. They can offer players to other teams, like make a 3-team deal, something like that. They can definitely do that. Those picks, especially this year, are gold. Do you think if OKC has an opportunity to trade for a Giannis Antetokounmpo or somebody that they're going to hesitate? Hell no. Sam Presti is not hesitating. He was built in the Spurs system. He's making it rain in Oklahoma City. Question is, why can't they do that here? You have the same amount of assets as they do. Make something happen. Right now, I love the draft. Don't get me wrong, I love the NBA draft. You're going to have, you've got guys like prospects like, Konkanipo out of Duke. You've got Hugo Gonzalez from overseas, the international player, who again, I mentioned on Locked On, Hugo Gonzalez. He reminds me a lot of a very, very young Manu Ginobili. He's very crafty, can get to the basket, make plays happen. Love it. Love it. There are guys that draft. And again, it comes back to look what I did say on the show, and it makes a lot of sense. Just because it makes sense to you and I, as people looking in, doesn't mean it could ever happen. We can't just hit the X button on our controller and would you like to force the trade? Hell yeah, I do. We don't have that option in the NBA front office. So where it makes sense on a trade machine may not make sense for front offices. So it's not easy to just trade for Giannis. It's not easy to just trade for so-and-so. Of course they're going to ask for Stephon. Of course they're going to ask for, the kitchen sink in return. That they're doing their damn job. They're asking for it because they know that they can ask for it. You called me. You want this player. Well, I want that player in return. Will they give him up? Best believe they won't. Jazz would take next year to draft the kid. Yeah, AJ DiBanza. So that's the other thing. He's going to BYU. Danny Ainge went to BYU. Their owner went to BYU. We know who's playing that NIL deal as well. So, DiBanza, that's another one. Laurie Markkinen is another name you could maybe look at later on as well. But nonetheless, that we'll see what happens with the Spurs next year. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And on cue, Locked On Spurs, what will we be giving up for Greek Freak, Castle, all first-round picks? No. You're not moving Castle. You're not moving Fox. You're not moving Giannis. You're not moving Victor. If you're going to need a superstar in return, like maybe Milwaukee might, you get a third team involved. You can easily get a third team involved somewhere around here. Sacramento, shipping, DeBontis to Milwaukee. Maybe the Spurs and, the Bucks sending a couple of players to Sacramento along with a couple of draft picks. It's going to be majority of first-round picks. Right now, my 3 off-season probably acquisitions is what I'm looking at right now are Giannis, DeMontis, and then probably Naz Reid after that. I like Kevin Durant, but I don't like that he might be a 2-year type of guy in San Antonio. You're kind of throwing a lot of money for a couple of years, not knowing exactly how many more years he can play. So if it's Devin Booker, it's totally different. But when we get back, we'll talk more about NBA playoffs here. Got a couple of teams we want to highlight here. Then we'll highlight a little bit of the NFL draft that took place here. This is Rudy Campos Jr. Be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League Network. Show some love to our sponsors. MCS General Contracting. They are the absolute best in the business, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. We'll be back, guys. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
You are watching Sweep the League TV. Make sure you subscribe and catch our new videos.
Sweep the League TV with Rudy Derrick and Coach Kia. Let's get back to the live show. You are watching the best in the business.
Pleasure to announce the Kia Rookie of the Year, Steph Castle.
And there you go, Steph Castle, your NBA Kia Rookie of the Year for your San Antonio Spurs, man. Congratulations again to Steph Castle out there. Again, Rookie of the Year for the 2025 season. So, Garrett, it's great. It's a great thing. I know people were saying, well, I mean, it's Rookie of the Year, back-to-back Rookie of the Year. It's not really, really good. They didn't have a great record. Well, again, if you look at the absolute silver lining, it's 12-plus wins. I mean, it's 12-plus. What more do you want? I mean, on paper, the team wasn't going to make the playoffs, and they weren't going to make the play-in on paper, but they were going to get more wins, which technically that's what happened. So, I mean, got to look at the positive side of some of this. I saw him in here pledge. ESPN, his SA's own James Pledger in the building. We've had him on Sweep a long time ago. It's been a long time. We got to get Pledger back on Sweep the League here very, very soon, especially since his Houston Texans had a pretty good draft. I will say I loved the first few picks for the Houston Texans, man. For some reason, this NFL draft, it felt like a win on a lot of levels for a lot of teams. Crazy how this draft went. We're going to break down the draft all week. So we'll get into some of it tonight. We'll get into the rest of it the rest of this week. But yeah, there was a couple of teams that didn't take advantage of the draft and had some really bad picks. But nonetheless, I mean, hell, Indianapolis got pretty damn good. The Texans got good. I like the Cowboys draft. I think they did pretty damn good. The Falcons went strictly defense. I have no problem with that. I mean, they got to get showed up on the defensive side of the ball. I love it. I mean, guys like Will Howard went to Pittsburgh. I love that pick for Pittsburgh Steelers. I had Will Howard pretty high on my list. Tyler Shaw went to New Orleans. I think him and Rattler are going to be battling for that quarterback starting spot. It's going to be a tremendous battle in New Orleans. I love both of those guys. I think Rattler comes out on top over Shaw, but Shaw's going to be a hell of a backup for a while with the potential of being a starter. But man, so many teams did so many good things in this NFL draft. We're going to cover it all week here on Sweep the League, brought to you by MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League Network, and of course the handshake right there. We'll get Pledge back on, I promise. Y'all love it when Pledge is on. We'll see if we get Jeff Garcia with James Pledger on here on Sweep the League pretty soon. Pledge, what are you giving the Bucks for Giannis? Can you see Castle becoming Wendy's true co-star over Fox? Honestly, I mean, I don't know if it's a co-star. I don't know. I mean, could he be better than Wemby? Ask yourself that. Could he be better than Wemby? Could Wemby be his co-star? I mean, everybody, we see what Wemby can do, but can Wemby be not second fiddle? But what do you think? It's the Trinity. I mean, you can basically just call it the Trinity, man. I mean, I'm not saying one of them's Wonder Woman. Man, we got to pick somebody else better than that, obviously. But I mean, it's they can all hold their own. They are all number ones. I mean, if you want to talk modern day Marvel, you're talking what, Captain America, Iron Man, the possibility of Spider-Man or Thor or Hulk or something. I mean, they can all be that guy. So I don't know if there's ever going to be a true running mate here. So Locked On, two things have to happen. First, Bucks have to want to move him, or Giannis has to force the issue. That was the thing. So the Bucks have to want to move him. Obviously, the Bucks don't want to move him. I will gladly say that out loud. Giannis forcing the issue. Giannis doesn't want to be the bad guy. He won't force the issue. But when you look at everything, you're not going to have Dame for a while. Going into next year, he's going to be probably missing the first part of the season. Who knows when he'll be back? Obviously, those kinds of injuries, it's give or take. You can come back pretty quick, or you can take for a very long time to come back from it. So the thing with Milwaukee is their two biggest free agents. They've got Lopez and they've got Bobby Portis. Those two guys pretty much gone, in my opinion. So you've already lost those two guys. You have no draft assets, no draft picks. Like, it's scarce. You've got no cap space. So Giannis is about to get another contract extension. I believe he's got one more year after this. Then he's up for that extension. He's kind of made it clear that he doesn't want to be in a place where he's not going to win. He still wants to win. So if you're Milwaukee, you've got your back against the wall. You've got so many things going against you. You've got to be able to sign one or both of these current free agents, which you're probably not going to do with the cap space you have. You've got to get draft picks, because if not, you're going to be building with what is left over in the NBA as far as free agents or undrafted free agents, undrafted rookies who go into the free agent pool. You're going to hope that your young guys, your guys you currently have, continue to improve. So there are so many what ifs. And it's kind of like draft day with Kevin Costner and Jeff Carson, the young GM in Jacksonville. You can chill. You can make this trade. You can chill out and relax and recoup for the rest of the year. That's kind of what you kind of have to see in Milwaukee. Move Giannis, get a bunch of picks. Let's be real. I mean, Pledge, if you're still here, maybe you can kind of agree or maybe disagree. Give me your idea on it. I wouldn't mind 4 picks. Like a future. We're talking 2031, whether it be the Minnesota or your own. But you give up both this year, maybe a 2028, 2027. You can even give up Atlanta's 2027. I think they hold that one. Or give up your own and a 2031. Give Milwaukee its 4 picks. Give them, a Sohan, a Devin Vassell. They get a scorer. They get a defender. So you're moving on from those two guys. To me, that makes a lot of sense because the draft picks are the assets. Now you're Milwaukee. You go into this offseason, you've got 3 first-round picks. If I'm not mistaken, if they have minimum 2 with the Spurs, and then obviously the Atlanta pick going their way. So the problem is you've got to match salaries. And you know what? You just said it right there. That's the problem right there, is matching the salaries. That's the biggest factor, is matching these salaries. So that's where, again, that's the tough part. I mean, you may be looking at a Keldon and a Devin because they're your two big money guys. If not, a Harrison Barnes is in there. I'd hate to let him go, but again, if you're trading for Giannis, you're pretty much saying everybody's up for picking, with the exception of these three guys. Now, their salaries, other than De'Aaron Fox, I mean, it wouldn't match Giannis's right now, so that's okay. But the Devin, Keldon, the Barnes, the Sohan, those are the ones that I think that are going to have to end up being on that deal, which is fine. It's fine. In a game where you have to do that, you do it. You do it. You do it. Appreciate you, Pledge, man, coming in here, man. Love talking to you. Love chopping it up with you all the time, man. We'll hope to get you all back on here on Sweep the League pretty soon again. We'll try to get Jeff on as well. Let me get to y'all's guys' comments here. Spurs get Giannis. Bucks get one of our 2025 first plus 2026. Sabonis from the Kings. Kings get our 2025. See, and again, that makes a lot of sense because you're going a 3-team trade. I don't know if they would just take the one. And again, in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken, you can't trade back-to-back years, so it'd have to be the Hawks and then the Spurs next year. Again, the rules in the NBA change all the time, but if I'm not mistaken, you can't trade your own draft pick in back-to-back years anymore. So I would truthfully just get rid of this year's 2027 and 2031. Those would be the four. And again, the 2031 could be the Minnesota swap, the Minnesota pick or the Spurs pick. Doesn't really matter. Just get it. Just those four, I think, are what would get it done, in my opinion. But if they were able to get Sacramento to help them with the deal, move Sabonis to Milwaukee, and then players from Milwaukee and from Sacramento go to Sacramento, maybe throw in another player going into Milwaukee as well to help them out. It's possible. There's a lot of possibilities, and that's why the GMs do what they do behind the scenes. Good call on that, Joel. Appreciate it. Anybody wants to change the All-Star game next year? I sure as hell hope they do. All-Star game is a bore fest. Rudy, is it really win-win-win no matter who the Spurs might get? Giannis, Sabonis, Nas is all that they really win no matter what? Is all that really a win no matter what? So the Nas Reed situation, I am not a complete fan of, just like I'm not a complete fan of the Kevin Durant situation. Kevin Durant, again, it's a couple of years, man. I mean, you're not going to get 5 years more of Kevin Durant. If you do, it's not going to be, all-time peak level Kevin Durant. So I'm staying away from that unless I'm getting him on a really good deal. Kevin Durant, I feel, is either going to go to Houston, which if that's the case, by all means do it, because Houston's going to have to blow it up. They're going to have to give up their youth. They're going to have to give up some of their picks. So Houston, yeah, you get KD, but at what cost? You were a 2 seed this year. I don't know if that was a fluke. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't know if it was a fluke. But I don't think they're a 2 seed next year. They get KD, maybe 4th seed, 3rd seed, because they're going to have to blow it up. They're going to get rid of players. Or KD decides, you know what? Mama, I'm coming home. In the words of Ozzy Osbourne, I'm coming home. OKC, I see you. I hear you. Mama, I'm coming home. Again, Sam Presti has all the assets. He has all the chips to play with there. Picks, players. I mean, he can really make something happen there. Do they want to do it? Probably not. I mean, shit, they're the number 1 seed. They've been, best team in the West primarily the last couple of years. No reason to blow it up. They don't have to take on a big contract or a big name. One of the best defensive teams, one of the best offensive teams, a young team. They can max out, their players when their time is coming up. That they don't have to make a move. But that's another team to watch out for. I think it's primarily going to be Houston. It could be Miami. Never know. Could be Miami with Bam. Maybe sending Hero out west. KD to Miami with Bam. Could happen there. A lot of possibilities. But as far as winning, I mean, Giannis and Sabonis, if you put them on the Spurs, that kind of jumps them from that play-in that we talked about, you and I, to that playoff spot. It's a pretty big, significant jump. You've got great chemistry there with De'Aaron Sabonis. Remember the chemistry they had pre-DeMar DeRozan? You'd get that same thing. But now you've got a 7'4" guy right next to him. Then you got a rookie of the year, a running mate, who's just going to continue to get better and better. That's pretty damn good. It already makes them better. Well, let's look at it. Playoff wise, makes them better than Denver right now. Denver, it's Jokic, it's Aaron Gordon, it's Michael Porter. Don't give me the Jamal Murray hype. Jamal Murray had a good run on the playoff and the title run. But like I told Gio, don't give me the Jamal Murray hype. I'm over it. I'm done with it. He's not that guy. I would put them over Denver with that lineup right there with either Giannis or Sabonis. I'd put them a well over Denver. Definitely over Phoenix. Who else are we talking? Memphis? Pfft, out of the water. Blown out of the water at Memphis. OKC? A healthy Clipper squad. And a healthy, again, man, I'm going to say it again, healthy Dallas Maverick squad. Those three teams, healthy, top three probably in the West. Healthy. I put Spurs right up in there. You see what's happening with the Lakers. I told you guys, when the Lakers traded for Luka, I told you guys, it was going to be shit. Bron and Luka don't play defense at all. I've seen better defense played by Corpse than I've seen between LeBron and Luka. I mean, they don't play defense, and it's showing. You cannot outscore your play. And hell, you cannot be I consider Bron the GOAT over Michael Jordan because he's this, because he's that, because he's this, because he's that. Well, I don't remember GOATs going scoreless in fourth quarters when it counts. The Lakers are no good. They're all hype. If I'm JJ Redick, I'm running in the front office and says, you know what? LeBron, Bronny, can we package them deal and go somewhere else? Laker fans, you're screwed. You're screwed. You better hope Brook Lopez decides to go to the Lakers in the offseason. That'll help a lot. They need big man help. But they got to get some defenders. They got to get defenders. Because LeBron and Luka, they're going to score 60, all while giving up 65 between them. Poor Austin Reeves is going to have to really, really become another top-notch baller to get that 25 to get him, to the 80, 90 level point mark. Yeah, no. Lakers are terrible. Do you like the idea of the NBA changing the All-Star game, going out to Jeff Garcia? Tim, the NBA All-Star game is completely irrelevant. I agree 100%. You need to match salaries. Yeah, we get to that. Jacob Eric from Grading the Market here on STL 316 says, that pleasure. Throw in Pop. Oh, my God. Yeah, throw in Pop, man. I think Milwaukee would gladly take Greg Popovich on that, even though I don't think Pop would definitely go out there. I don't want Doc in return. Nobody wants Doc. The doctor does not make phone calls in San Antonio. That is for damn sure. Wasn't a fan favorite when he was a player here. Definitely not a fan favorite as a coach. So, no, keep Doc Rivers far away from San Antonio. He says, true. Can't trade back-to-back, but can pick swap in between to supplement. There you go. Okay, so there, I knew Pledge. See, Pledge is like everything, man. He knows everything here. Appreciate the coming in on that. No, but Kevin Durant contract doesn't go align with Wemby and Castle rookie max extension. That is true because I think he has the 2 years left on that, which does line up with that. Again, I'm not a big KD to SA fan, man. I need a whole lot more. KD is just the mercenary for hire at this point. He is, but there's so many questions with Kevin Durant on the Spurs. Again, if he comes and it works out, I'm not going to be opposed to it. He's just not on my top three as free agent or as trade targets. That's just my opinion right there. That's my opinion. He's not top three just for me. For everybody else, he can be number one, number two. I mean, 00. I don't care. But for me, he's not. I see the scoring. I just don't know how beneficial it is to have him here. That's my thing. Wait, Rudy, Jamal Murray will be in the Hall of Fame. You remember that talk. You remember Gio saying Jamal Murray is a Hall of Famer. Good God, I love you guys out there here in Sweep the League Nation. Y'all remember everything that Gio says. It's crazy. Could the Spurs be like the Pistons this season, win more games? I mean, the Pistons went from bottom tier to playoff spot and giving everything that they can to the Knicks. It could very well possibly be. But again, it's going to take a lot more. Think about it, Tim. The way the Pistons did it, coaching. JB Bickerstaff. I mean, they made a coaching change. They made the right change. They made the right pick. They got the best coach out that they could for him, turned everything around. Starts where we talk about at the beginning, starts with coaching. Coaching's got to be in place. Rudy, Santos Spurs fans, the answer is how in the world did Castle get a third place? So I would love to see the guy who voted for Castle in third place. I would definitely love to see who he had above Steph Castle. Was it Jalen Wells and Reece RCA? I understand Reece RCA if he put him over Steph Castle. I don't like it, but I understand it. I get the playoff part, all that. Jalen Wells, on the other hand, really started off hot, right there with Jared McCain out of Philadelphia, but cooled off a lot. So I don't, that part I don't know. I'd love to see that right there. It's crazy. Yeah, we'll figure out. I don't know how he got a third place vote, man. There's no way about that. LBJ is not a GOAT. Rudy, no, he's not. Yeah, no, he's not the GOAT at all. Definitely Michael Jordan. And shout out to Henry Cavill as the GOAT. Skip Mendes will have a heart attack if his precious Sohan leaves. I'd probably, a lot of San Antonio will have a heart attack if he stays. So, I mean, hey, man, Sohan does things right. He's okay. He's good. He fits the system. But if you're going to trade for a big name, he's going to be one of the guys that's got to be mentioned on the possibility of moving. I mean, he can be beneficial to other places as well. So keeping all that in mind. But nonetheless, when it comes down to it, is it play in or playoff? Can you skip the play in to get to the playoff with the correct moves, with the right moves? You definitely can. Start with coaching. Remember, coaching has to be in place. If it's not going to be pop, you need to get a coach ASAP. That way you can have the offseason to work with a coach, get the players lined up, get the players you want in the system here, get it going. Then you've got 10 feet of dog shit. Then you've got player rotations, you got players, you got draft picks, you got everything like that. Coaching is the biggest thing. Think about the turnarounds. Look at the turnarounds. Houston, bubble team last year, 2 seed this year, Ime Udoka. Detroit, JB Bickerstaff, bottom feeder, playoff, giving the Knicks everything they can handle. Cleveland Cavaliers, Kenny Atkinson, top seed in the East, one of the top teams consistently throughout the year with OKC. It's all about coaching. Coach Bud goes to Phoenix. Old style coaching from a certain coaching tree. Didn't really work out. Got fired. A lot of things in play. Coaching has to be number one. That is the absolute number one thing to get the Spurs back in the playoffs. Celtics up big in the fourth quarter. Didn't expect them to lose this game. I know what I said earlier about Untouchables, but if the Bucks want Fox in order to get Giannis here, you would have to at least consider it, right? A Wemby Castle, Giannis core would be pretty good. Man, this is coming from the guy right here, and Jeff can tell you, Locked On Spurs Zone, Jeff Garcia can tell you, this is coming from a guy that said I would take calls, not trade. I would take calls on Tim Duncan, David Robinson, everybody as a GM. As a GM, you take calls on everybody and you look and see what the offer is. You always look and see what the offer is. I mean, if you were back in the day and they called you up and said, we love Tim Duncan. We're prepared to give you Kobe Bryant and yada, some draft picks. You look at it. You don't make the deal, probably, but you look at it. I agree with you on that. You have to at least consider every move possible and see which way it takes you. As a GM, you are not doing your job if you don't take calls on everybody. If you don't take calls on everybody, you're doing a shitty job as a GM. Everybody's on the table. There are no favorites. There are no, legendary contracts to guarantee to stay in this one place. As a GM, it's a business. What's the best for business? That's what you have to always tell yourself. So, Joel, I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, you're all right. If they do call one Fox, you have to consider it. Doesn't mean you have to do it, but you have to consider it. You always consider everything as a GM. Rudy, how much do the San Antonio Spurs multiple draft picks alter the current roster? I look at it like this, man. As loaded as 2025 is, Jeff, you don't know what you're getting truly when you draft a player. Go back in time. How many number one draft picks turned out to be major generational players? I mean, you can use the James draft. You were able to get Carmelo at 3, obviously Dwayne Wade later on. I mean, Steph Curry wasn't drafted number 1. You know, guys like Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki, Giannis, these guys were not drafted number 1. Nowitzki's a champion. Giannis is a champion. Kobe was a champion, not drafted number 1. To me, draft picks are draft picks, man. You can have the first pick and still Michael Olowokandi that pick. It happens. You don't know what you're getting. But if you have players on your roster that you've had on the system for a while, you know what you're getting. Compare it. Can I get a player better than this guy? Is Con Kanipa going to be a better version of Julian Champagne? Ask yourself that. If the answer is no and you have no doubt, you know, if you have some doubt, like, well, I don't know. Kanipa's good. But is he going to make more sense to me than Champagne? Then that draft pick becomes watered down. It becomes more movable. Is he better than Blake Wesley? Is the guy that I get at 12 going to be better than Blake Wesley? Is he going to be better than so-and-so? That's where you've got to really look at things when it comes to the NBA draft. You know, people want to draft guys left and right. This guy makes sense. This guy makes sense. My mock draft has this guy making sense. Oh, the Spurs need this guy. Nobody effing knows. Nobody effing knows. You're gonna swing and miss on more draft picks than anything else in the world. If every draft pick hit, be a lot of successful teams out there. But that's never the case. Draft picks are draft picks, man. Jimmy Johnson, I mean, he did the right way. He got a bunch of picks and made them work, made them count. Got to remember, is this guy going to be better than what I currently have on my roster? If the answer is no, or you have a little bit of doubt, it may be time to move that pick. Or you're definitely going to be sending him to Austin. One thing for sure, Mitch is not the one he has to go. Did make a mention out of that. I mean, I think from what we saw to Mitch Johnson, appreciate it. Thank you for everything. I really think you probably are on the short list, but at the bottom of it. At the bottom of it. With the coaches out there right now, there's no way you're going to pass up some of these guys over and think, well, Mitch is a Spurs guy. He's been with the Spurs for a while. He did coach the team last year during the transition. Nah. Not with the, if you didn't have the coaching carousel out there right now, I would put Mitch up there. I'd be like, oh, well, you know, give him an off season, yada, yada, yada. But with the current guys out there right now, oh, no, Mitch. Hey, man, appreciate you, but we're going to look here first. If we can't get any of these guys, we'll consider you again. But wouldn't hurt our feelings if you said, I'm not going to wait on you guys. So, yeah, no, definitely agree with that. The goal is to win at any cost, 100%. Can't keep everyone. True that, man. True that. Shoot, Manu was the 57th pick. Brady, 6th round, 109. You just don't know exactly. You don't know these picks, man. You know, Stojakovic, I mean, Drazen Petrovic, all these guys that, I mean, international guys getting drafted late. I mean, hell, wasn't, I mean, even guys like Joe Johnson, who were scorers, bucket getters, was drafted not, midway. I think, what was he, the 20th pick or right around the teens, right in that area? I mean, so many guys go in so different spots. You just never know. You pray for the best when you get a lot of these guys in. Go full Rams, F them picks, 100% F them picks. Welcome aboard the F them picks train there, pleasure. We didn't get to any NFL draft talk tonight. We'll get that going tomorrow for you guys here. We got a bunch of NFL draft talk. Who are the winners, man? We're going to get some winners for you guys. A couple of losers. But again, the NFL draft, I'm going to be 100% honest with you before I go here. The NFL draft was really, really good. I know the Shador Sanders talk. Again, I mentioned Mel Kiper bitched left and right on the broadcast about should have been a first-round pick. NFL GMs, NFL's been getting it wrong for 50 years. We know what we're talking about. I can rewind the tape on that 100%. All the time on you, Mel Kiper. You've missed on a lot more picks than anyone that I know of. Okay, so I don't know. Give me your job. You can do my job and call all the bullshit you want. Give me the ESPN job right next to those guys. I guarantee you I will hit a lot more of those picks and make a lot more understanding and a lot more sense than you can. So you come over to Sweep the League. You take this job. I'll go behind the desk up there and I'll do your job. If I have to grow my hair out, get a wig or whatever, give me that big old Eddie Munster look or whatever the look you have. I will do that no matter what. I can talk a whole lot like that. I can make everybody look good. You know what? I can make them look better than you can, Mel Kiper. So 100% on there. We're going to get to some winners there. Winners, Patriots for sure. Outstanding draft. Winners, Patriots had a really good draft. Appreciate that. Yeah, they did. Quick side, but is Joker the greatest second round pick in league history? Yeah, I would say so. Shaping up to be that way. I mean, let me get back to you on that. But as of right now, yeah, I definitely would say. Rudy wants to move to Connecticut. Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's to take over Kuiper's job, I'll definitely do that in a heartbeat. But going back to Jeff, get back to you on that. That's a good possibility. Manu Ginobili was a second round pick. What does he have? 5 titles with the Spurs? 4 titles with the Spurs? 4 titles with the Spurs. So I mean, doesn't have any MVPs. We'll see how much water that holds. That's a good subject there. We might talk about later on this week. So again, appreciate everybody joining us here on Sweep the League tonight. Shout out to MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Not only Sweep the League, but the network, I'm Refocus Radio Network. Shout out to Grading the Market. Those guys are going to be back here very, very soon with more collectible talk. It's going to be also STL 316, the Doctor of Style Sid. He's going to be coming to you guys mainly on the pay-per-views. Going to be breaking them down here, preview, and then the post pay-per-view shows. Those are amazing. Those are awesome. So you be sure to check that out. All the other shows, Sweep Unplugged, everything, all the way to Sweep the League TV. You can find it on YouTube, Sweep the League TV. Hit that subscribe button so you are not left out from all the content. It is 24/7, guys. Thanks to MCS General Contracting, we are broadcasting 24/7. So you'll never, ever be tired of Sweep the League content. So for Derek Irvin, for Coach Gio, for the entire Sweep the League network and all the family and all the guys that make it go behind the scenes, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Rudy Campos here. Until we Sweep the League again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.
Man, he ain't done yet. This guy is from out of this world. He's gotta be an alien. What is going on? Oh my goodness, this guy is really gonna be special. Ain't nothing to it. When we still lit. When we still lit. When we still lit. We got dreams, hit the fast lane. Took the stairs, real pain, no fear. We steady making it clear. I'm the captain, nice to meet you, but I make chess moves, no snooze. Bless you, we turning the impossible to possible. Doing what we do, call me Wemby alien, flow too quick. You can't see me, just saying. The only thing that is your season.
Hi, I'm Dr. Marianne Pinkston, and I have the podcast, The Better Life with Dr. Pinkston. You can catch me every Saturday as I air a new show. You can follow me on drpbetterlife.com for all of the links and information.
Are you a hockey fan looking for the latest on the Edmonton Oilers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and NHL news of the week? Barry and Carson Best bring it all to you on the Best Boys Center Ice podcast. They break down games, provide insider updates, and keep you up to speed every week. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and join their hockey family.